you know, this is definitely one of those episodes where throw it on while you're working, while you're doing something else. If you're playing Minecraft, throw it on in the background. And let's just chat together. And yeah. Hey guys, Goose here. Welcome back to the World of Goose, my survival Let's Play series. We are... the door. There we go. As you can see from our hunger bar and health bar, we are in desperate need of food and resources. In the last episode, we got some cows, we got some pigs, and we started the farm. But that is not going to be good for now. So in the immediate, what I'm going to do is we're going to do the thing that I don't want to do, and that is go kill some fish just to get us food. But you can see I cannot sprint, so killing these is going to be fun. Alright, let's go ahead and eat this one. So until our resources get where we want them, we're going to have to go with the fish. Come on now. Do not die. Goodness. Guys, this is not boding well. We really need to get our food supply in good order. All right, let's grab this fish. Should be enough to get our health back up. All right, I cannot afford to lose any heart. Come on now. There we go. It is sad that it has come to this, but this is where we're at. Alright, we really need to cook some of this. Super riveting stuff, I know. While I'm doing this, our goal for today, obviously, is to get some food in us. To kind of build up our farm area. There it is. That was established last episode. So I'd like to get this going so that we have some bread. More importantly, I'd like to get this going so we can breed and keep breeding these cows. I just bred them. So, yeah, this is the sort of long game you got to play sometimes. But the more that we can keep this going, the better throughout this episode. And one thing I do have that we can sort of speed some of this up. Kind of use it strategically, just so we can keep a good supply of wheat for those cows. Yeah, other than building up the farms, we are drastically running low on resources. I would really love to start doing some work on the cave, which someone in the comments, I think Katrina, if I'm getting your name right, had a great suggestion for what we name this cave build. And I think the term was Goose Cave, playing off of the fact that it's a lagoon and, you know, goose. So, yeah, I love it. I think that's the best name, better than I could have come up with, for sure. So that is what we're going to do. That is now Goose Cave. And you got to say it with a sort of French accent. Goose Cave. I really cannot wait to start building in here. I'm probably most excited about, like, this little, like, underground thieves alley type thing. Because I want to make, like, some walkways and then, you know, really just kind of make it have some canopies that are hanging over and, like, really tight sort of corridor type things. This is probably going to be mostly ripped out like we talked about last episode. But eventually, not today, I would like to start building out some like structures and lay out what this actual underground Goose cave build is going to look like. So today that means that we are in desperate need of food, and we are in desperate need of resources. So what I would like to do is collect a lot of stone. I want to collect some deep slate. I want to collect wood of all types. I would like to collect different kinds of dirt and maybe some mud. So today is literally, it's just going to be a let's play real-time resource collection episode. And we'll talk about some stuff. We'll talk about the plan here. We'll talk about some Minecraft things. Some things that I think about all the time. So, you know, this is definitely one of those episodes where throw it on while you're working, while you're doing something else. If you're playing Minecraft, throw it on in the background. And let's just chat together. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to get into. And occasionally I'll take a break to come feed the cows. I just got to remember to do that. And I think you can grow these guys up by giving them, I'm not sure if they still do that or not, but the faster that they can grow up, the better. I also don't have any carrots, so I can't breed the pigs yet. I need some emeralds, I think, to purchase some from over here. Let's get a few more fish. I hate getting fish this way. They're literally so hard to hit. So, and you always miss them. Like, where'd it go? Come here, little fish. It's like, how many calories am I actually getting versus burning? All right, let's see if we can't get a couple more, and then I promise we're actually going to do something a little more exciting for this episode. One thing that I've been thinking about with this little experiment that I'm doing, starting this YouTube channel, is the 2-week Minecraft phase. You know, I know it's definitely a thing that people experience. I guess I'm curious, like, is it something that you are just kind of okay with? Do you just, you know, hop on Minecraft every so often and then you play and then you know, get off for a little while? Or is it something where, like, you wish you could play more frequently, but you just kind of get burnt out on it? I definitely, like, I get excited and then I make a lot of plans, and then I eventually, once I kind of lose steam on those plans, then I just kind of burn out on the game. And so this go around, I am intentionally trying to play the early game a little slower and just focus on, like, kind of slow progress. Let's throw these guys on here. Get those cooking while we're getting some more. But yeah, so that's, I mean, I've been playing the game off and on for 15 years. When I was in, like, middle school, high school, I played more consistently. But even then, like, I still didn't play nearly as much as I wanted to or set out to. So this go around, I'm really trying to be intentional with, you know, what I'm doing each time I sit down. I'm trying to just have one small goal, as to not overwhelm myself with all the things that you need to do. And I feel like with Minecraft especially, it's so easy to get into the mindset of, like, grinding, which is, you know, you got to grind for resources. And, like, even today, like, I know the only thing that I'm going to be able to do is basically collect resources so that I can do the thing that I want to do, rather than just having the resources to do what I want to do, if that makes sense. But that is also kind of what makes the game worth playing in some ways too. Hey, that's hot. All right, come on, let's go to sleep. Can't go to sleep yet. That's not what I want to do. There we go. Sorry, occupado. But yeah, so I'm curious to see what you guys think about that idea. I think we've got enough fish now, so once these are done, I'm gonna probably go off and start collecting some resources. I think we'll start by continuing to clear some of the trees. I'd like to maybe clear those oak trees over there, and then maybe start thinking about clearing some on that side. So once we get those cleared out, then I kind of want to focus on collecting some stone, deep slate, that kind of stuff. Also, potentially want to do some moss. So definitely want to focus on a lot of different materials. Alright, I'm not going to give you one until you've grown up. Yeah, if we can kind of focus on just consistently doing that and kind of staying in this area so that we can keep breeding. Because we're going to need leather. We're going to need, obviously, a food source. So basically, I'm collecting resources today so that what we started in last episode, where, I started the path over there, I want to be able to finish that in episode, I guess that would be 5 or 6. I want to finish that so that we can have a little bit of build progress, and then we can start working on our villagers, bringing some over and doing the whole villager trades and whatnot. Curious, what's your least favorite thing in Minecraft to collect? I know mine. And if it's not, if you enjoy collecting mangrove trees, you are insane. I love the wood, I love the color, but I cannot with the roots. Yeah, it just takes forever, and they just go everywhere, and then you have to like build up and scaffold up. And then they're like everywhere. You find like just random like wood blocks. Oak trees are probably the easiest, just because it's literally like 3 blocks. All right, yeah, basically we're clearing this out, cutting all these trees down, not only to get the wood, but also, like I said, I'd like to build some custom trees. And so we'll be able to get wood from these. I'll leave these spruce trees here for now, even though I'm going to need spruce. I'll take a couple of them. But yeah, so what is your least favorite material? I mean, cobble, that kind of stuff is... Usually you have too much of that stuff. But when you do a big build, I don't know about you guys, but I'm always looking for more. Sand is also one of those ones where, like, unless you're in a desert, you gotta like go find a desert, and you gotta like go through all the shovels and let's see, we got another axe? We do. Came prepared. Okay, this is a callback, and if no one gets this reference, it's okay. Do you remember that movie that came out in like, gosh, late 2000s maybe? Like early 2010s, called Hoodwinked? Anybody remember that? It was about Little Red Riding Hood. It was like a spoof. It was like the Shrek version of Little Red Riding Hood, if I could put it in those terms. But there was a goat, a mountain goat, and he sang a song. And now me and my sister, every single time, like, someone's like, you gotta be prepared, we're like, this lesson must be shared to be prepared. Anyways, that's a deep reference. If you do not get that, I don't know why I'm coming in here. If you don't get that, don't worry about it. You know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's think here. Spruce. Basically, I want to be able to have a lot of materials so that when we start building out, like kind of fixing up the facade here and doing some structuring things, we're not constantly going out and collecting resources, and then I have to stop, and then I have to collect resources, and then go back, and then I'd rather just do it all in like an episode and just make that like a resource collecting episode. I don't know. Yeah, it may be the most boring thing in the world, but I figured I like to talk, and I could sit here and talk for about 6 hours just to myself. But I'm talking to you guys, so I'm not crazy, right? Right? I'm not? Am I? Yeah, probably a little bit. I think anyone has to be crazy to do this. Play this game, talk to themselves. You have to have a little bit of crazy in you. Well, good news is I thought I was getting sick. Was losing my voice in the last episode a little bit, but apparently I'm perfectly fine. So don't know what was going on. Don't know if I've just been talking a lot. Getting a little hoarse, of course. Oh, I saw they're bringing name tags in, like your craftable name tags into the next update. If you can't do it all, I think I checked it already. I can't do it yet. I think it's coming out with the cute baby animal update or whatever. I saw a video on that today. Let's see. We'll do this trick. It takes forever, and I look dumb doing it, but there we go. Okay. Let's see. We have plenty of saplings and stuff too, so we can replant any of these if we just want like normal Minecraft trees. But I'm thinking like a couple like nice, tall, spindly spruce trees would be nice. Also, my apologies if you hear my old chair in the audio. It's probably 6 or 7 years old, and I need a new one. It's one of those like cheap gaming chairs at Staples. All right, I think that's good over here. Let's put this up. Just kind of take stock of what we have so far. It's not a lot. That'll kind of go down into planks though pretty good. Let's just organize this stuff just a tad. I just want to be able to see everything. Let's go ahead and do that. Cool. Yep, got plenty of birch. So one thing I would like to do is when we have, like when we worked on the path, I think last episode, I'd love to kind of bring that vibe into the rest of what we do. Let's see, that's some andesite. Let's see, let's make another chest. And let's do... We'll do one for like our stone materials. It's not a great place in here. I didn't really do much. Didn't leave much room in here. It's gonna get cramped really quick. Cozy. There we go. All right, let's throw that in there. Yeah, we have absolutely no stone whatsoever. We don't even have cobblestone. That's surprising. Yeah. It's gonna be nighttime soon. Let's go see if we can't breed some cows. Yeah, so this episode, sorry if this is extremely boring, but this is one of those ones like you're gonna have to put it on in the background, unless you're just so engrossed in in my amazing ability to speak to myself and about myself so frequently, then more power to you. Let's see, wheat. Oh, we got to cook that fish too. There we go. These guys are growing up a little bit. Okay. All right, let's sleep real quick, and then actually let's throw these in there. Go to sleep real quick. Yeah, and I don't want this episode to be super long either. Definitely no longer than they have been. But this is going to be a long one to just watch. If I can get down this ladder, that is. Let's split these up. So I kind of started a little quarry-ish thing down there. I kind of want to make like an actual quarry though. I don't know why I did that. Like I'd like an open to the surface quarry. I think those are really cool. It could have a lot of cool build opportunities for it too. A lot of unique things. Yeah, man, I really do not have any more seeds. I guess we could just run around and try to collect some seeds. Seems kind of dumb. Do we have more bone meal? We do. Let's just do that. Let's bone meal the ones that... There we go. Yep, that'll work. And then let's go ahead. There may be one of these guys that didn't get something. There it is. Yep. Okay. Let's grab the rest of our fish. Yeah, and I think... Oh, okay. I don't know who put that ladder there. Those are my pants. There we go. Did I just take my pants off unintentionally? I did. Sorry, guys. Sorry you had to see that. It was not my intention. Hello. Okay. Let's... I keep getting sidetracked, so let's go here. This helps me stay on track. I don't know about you guys, but I have a actual like physical journal that I use every single day where I write down everything I need to do, because if you can't tell, I'm a little all over the place at times. It's endearing, you know. That's just who Goose is. All right. Let's see. Goal number 1 is collect resources. If I can type, that is. And then under this, let's do, we need wood, which we already kind of got some. We need stone. And let's do, and I kind of like the andesite, if I can spell it. And let's just put a etc., because I don't know what else we need necessarily. Let's see, we need wood, stone. Let's go ahead and just like farm some moss. And if we can, we'll do it for like the start of a quarry maybe. Like we'll get rid of all the grass really quickly. Let's see, what else do I need? So wood, stone, those are the main building materials that I'm going to be using. Let's maybe look at getting a little bit of mud just for like our kind of underwater areas. Let's see, anything else that we need to get? I think that's good for now. And then goal number 2 is to breed cows. And then if we can find carrots, that'd be awesome. Cool. Okay, so we're going to start by collecting resources. And then let's go get some stone. But in order to do that, I'm going to start with the moss. And then the moss is going to turn into... Yes, you know what I mean. The moss is going to turn the grass into moss. And then that will allow us to expose the stone. In turn, we will be able to mine this stone out and start a quarry. The question is, where do we want to put the quarry? We could do it right around here somewhere, but then we're kind of going into the mountain. Do we want to have it like right here? I'm trying to think like long-term future, because I would like to do another bridge right around in here somewhere, like where it kind of narrows. I'd like to do a bridge there. So maybe we do it over here. I also don't want it to be so far away. Maybe back in this area. Because I guess the idea is like maybe it's like a... Maybe the villagers have started the quarry because they're trying to like redo some of the architecture. That could be cool lore. Do we want to do it right off the edge of this? And sort of have like the quarry be like integrated into like the seedy underbelly type thing? Maybe. Let's just do it here, and at the very least, we'll have some terraforming. Okay. I don't have much bone meal. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to offhand that. We're going to offhand that. There we go. Can I... Oh, there goes my hoe. I'm gonna run through these things so quickly. So does that only work for stone? Does it only auto like turn stone? We really need to get some enchantments. That's going to make this whole resource gathering process a lot better. But we're kind of doing what we can right now. Alright, so I want to kind of talk about maybe some future plans. You know, like down the road. What are we planning to do? My first goal, I think, is just some immediate beautification, which is kind of what we've already started doing. And I'm pleased with kind of the progress so far. I like kind of doing little small builds to establish like an overall feel. And so I feel like we've got a pretty good grasp on that so far. But like I guess my mid-term goal of like, that off. Like my immediate goal is just to kind of experiment with some more like build styles and things like that, so that as we kind of progress along, we're not changing our minds like 20 times. And by our minds, I mean my mind. Because I have a tendency to do that. Alright, are we even collecting this stuff? Yeah, sorry, getting sidetracked. So yeah, I think the immediate, like, the biggest build goal that I have in the near future is going to be like a subscriber village type thing that we've been talking about. So essentially what I want to do, like we've been talking about, is come up with some area, whether it's down in the cave, lagoon somewhere, the Goose Cave. Such a great name. I'm sad I didn't think of it, but I'm glad that someone thought of it. It was such a good, genius idea. Really genius. Yeah, so somewhere in the cave, or maybe just in that like little mountain village that's across the lake there. It could be cool to kind of start that soon. But again, I don't want to like rush into anything. And so I'd like to kind of plan some of that stuff out as we go along. So maybe I'll do like I'll make a goal of doing like 1 subscriber, like house or something per, per episode or per, week or something like that. And I think we have our first subscriber villager. Now let me know what you guys think. Do you like the do you like Goose Town? I kind of like Goose Town, or we could call it like Founders Row or something like that. And I'm thinking it'll be like, maybe the first 20 subscribers or the first 40. And so if you want, or I guess the first 20 people to comment, and to tell me who they want to be in Goose Town, in Founders Alley, Founders Row, Founders Town. I don't know. What do you guys think? There's a lot of different things you could call it, I guess, but the main idea behind it is that it is a way for me to bring you guys into the world. And I really like that idea. I like making this kind of a larger than me situation. Because I could build a world, but I think the thing that is going to make this world last longer than my usual 2-week phase is going to be if you guys are a part of it and I have a reason to keep going outside of myself. Which, I think you play the game primarily for yourself, and then I think playing it for other people too can be powerful, because then you're like building something together. Can you not do that? Can you do this? You can. I kind of thought this would do a lot more faster. Just gonna close this in. All right, I probably need to get a way out of here. Yeah, so whatever you guys think. I mean, I'm interested to start doing that. And like I said, we've got our first villager, Katrina. I think I'm saying that right. I'm pretty sure. I know it's like a much longer like username, but if that's not right, let me know. But she's going to be a villager. They're going to be a librarian. So I'm super excited about that. I think that's going to be cool. It's already, like, I've already got ideas about how I'm going to, build out a library. Do we want to build it like, in the village? Do we want to be like in the cave somewhere and start building that out? Do we want to like start just in the village, and then we could bring them over once we get like more buildings and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited to see just like kind of where it goes. All right, I feel like we're going a lot slower than we could otherwise go, and it might be because I'm talking, but I don't believe that for a second. All right, there's a creeper right here somewhere. Where's Enderman too? All right, we're right up here, I think. Yeah, that I'm gonna die here if I don't do something about that. Dirt is probably weirdly one of the things we're gonna need a lot of too, but it's probably the one I'm least concerned about collecting, just because, it's dirt. All right, let's go ahead and start just doing some mining. I've got a diamond pickaxe. It's the first time I've used it. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited about the subscriber village, actually. I think that's going to be a really cool way to have some... Oop, I am lagging like crazy. Hold on a second. Hold on. I think my laptop's dying. Especially don't want to lose a recording. There we go. All right, I think we're back. Sorry, that was super laggy. I think my laptop was just dying, and so it was like freaking out. Oh my gosh, how many times am I going to do that? Okay. But yeah, I think I was saying something about the subscriber village thing. I think it's going to do two things. I think it not only like brings you guys into the world, the viewers, and so I'm not playing the game alone at that point, which is a good feeling. But I think also just I'm going to need to do that for the actual like gameplay itself. You know, you need to get villagers at a certain point, like if you're going to play the long game. I guess you don't technically need to, but it makes life so much easier. So again, we're just collecting resources. You know that. I feel like I'm streaming because I'm just talking and playing real time. Probably not going to edit this. I guess what I'm most excited about in this whole Let's Play series is I think I'm going to break the 2-week Minecraft curse. I feel it already. Like, usually at this point, I'm like looking at like all the things I have to grind. I'm looking at all the resources I would have to collect to do, you know, X, Y, Z. And I'm actually excited to do those things. You know, I think that there's a fall off point after the first week, and you go into the second week and you're still mostly excited, but there's always that like part of you that knows like this is about to come to an end, so I need to like just enjoy as much as I can. Let's see. Let's cut that off. Yeah, we can keep going this way. So yeah, this time I don't know. I feel like there's something different. You know, whether it's just like having people watching you and you're like I'm excited to show you guys what I'm doing. Probably more so than I'm actually excited about playing the game. Hello. There's water. Alright, so apparently we can only go so far that way. This should connect into the cave. Alright, let's do this. Come on now. There we go. Yeah. This would be cool. So maybe it's like a smuggler's way or something through here. One of the other things I'm weirdly excited about is I think that the blah, 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 words. Goose can't talk. He's a goose. He's a silly goose. So I think one of the things that also having the subscriber village is going to do, it's just going to create some like world building and some lore. It's going to give us opportunities to do that, which I'm super excited about. I'm kind of a nerdy person, and I've played Dungeons and Dragons in my life, and I don't play like all the time, but I used to in high school especially. We played like all the time, me and my friend group, and which to be fair, my friend group was mostly my cousins, with the exception of like a few people. Do we want to like stay up a level and then maybe we could flood this. Yeah, it's like a flooded quarry. That's cool. Look at us doing things. I love how it's like, I'm collecting resources and I'm not doing anything else this episode. Yeah, right. You can't stop yourself. You silly goose. It's like Silly Rabbit, except I can have tricks. Alright. Yeah, I like that idea. That's pretty cool. Riveting content, I know. Okay. Let's see, where do I need to... Alright, I probably need to... Is that how you do that? I know what I'm doing. Right? Do I? Oop. Get in there. Get in there. Over there. Hey, nice. So now I can dig all this out. Yeah, that'd be cool. We could do some, like, you know, little builds, little tunnels, little escape tunnels and stuff like that. Anyways, like I was saying, I used to play D&D, and so I still, on occasion, I will, but it's not as much of a focus for me now. Just, it takes a lot of time. And I'd rather play Minecraft right now, honestly. But in D&D, I'm always like the one who's like building the worlds and telling the story, and like everyone tells it together, but the game master is the one who sort of narrates and structures things in the world. So I usually took on that role just because I like storytelling. So expect a lot of that in this. I want to build out Goose Town. I want to build out the lore of Goose Town. And I teased something at the end of episode 3 that if as of the time I'm recording this, it may be at the end of episode 4. Probably will be at the end of episode 4, but I needed to gather some of these resources before I could actually film that section, which is why we're here. So, but hopefully you will have already seen it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to create a giant goose statue. Not like me, my character goose, but like an actual bird goose. I want to have like a statue just like in the middle of my world. Not a huge one. Like I just kind of want to, I even want to make them like a little smaller, like just larger than, like your average Minecraft like player, like just 3 or 4 blocks high. And I want to use like stairs and try to figure out how to like make it in a way that, you know, looks pretty convincing as a goose, but also, all right, that probably needs to be, let's block that up. Do we have torches? Yes. But yeah, so let's keep mining a little bit here. We're going to need a ton of resources. But yeah, I want to create little like gooses all over, and I know the plural is geese, so but yeah, I want to create little gooses, little geese all over the world in order to just kind of have a little nod to GooseWorld, Goose Town. And let me know if you like Goose Town. I like it. I also love Goose Cave. That I'm still like, I can't believe you came up with that. You guys are awesome. All right, this, I think I'd love to have this like extend out and then have like a bunch of interconnected like tunnel systems. I think that'd be really cool. Like maybe it could like curve back around. Like curve back around that way and then kind of go up and under into the thieves alley somewhere. I think it'd be really cool too. No promises here, so don't hold me to this. But it could be really cool if we did like a world download at a certain point, and we just had like basically a world for you guys to explore, almost like a little adventure map or something, where like you could go around and have like books and NPCs and like, you know, you could see yourself in the game. I think that could be really cool. Oh, dude, I would love for this to connect up. Oh. See, this is what I'm talking about. Stuff like this. I need to go back because I'm going to die. But yeah, where we could put like a little boat or something. Like carve a little bit of that out. Have like a seedy underbelly. Yeah, that's cool. Just have like a lot of branches in here. See, we are building the world and collecting resources at the same time. All right, that is all water, right? Does that actually go into anything? Oh, it's got a little... And if we do create like a world map download or something, it could be really cool to have it like, you know, essentially where you guys don't even know everything that's in there. And you can have this little waterfall. Sorry, I just burped into the microphone. And then you see like a little hidden chest up here or something. That'd be really cool. So now you guys who are watching now, you know, if the world download map comes, check out behind the waterfall. All right, let's go down here and let's go this way. Again, I'm just collecting a ton of resources right now. I just need cobblestone. And if I can carve out like a future area while we're at it. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. 2 geese with 1 pickaxe. That's messed up. I love geese. Although, funny goose story. In high school, I went to a more like rural high school for a couple years, and there were a flock of geese in 10th grade that lived outside of the high school. And I'm not kidding you when I say that these were lethal geese. Like, my channel name is Avoided Goose. That's like my gamer tag. But you really do want to avoid these geese because they would literally come and fly at you and attack you for no reason other than, I guess, to like, in theory, protect, you know, their flock or whatever. Let's take some of this up here and empty it out. But yeah, so when I say avoided goose, like, yeah, avoid the goose for sure. Let's see. Let's throw that in there. Getting a lot of good stuff. Might have to do a double chest. Yeah, so when I say avoided goose, like, I mean it. I have experience. Do you guys have any bird stories? Any crazy bird stories? Geese, ducks? My wife is obsessed with ducks. I don't know why. It's just ducks, though. Geese, she doesn't care. It's ducks. She doesn't really care about any other birds either. She makes duck puns all the time. Like, what is a duck's favorite food? Are you guessing? Do you know it? You know what I say to that? Butt quacks. The actual punchline is quackers, but I say butt quacks because I'm a silly goose. I'm a dumb goose. Look, my only goal in this from now on is, I would say I don't want to die, but that's not my goal, because if I believe anything about Minecraft, and especially making Minecraft videos, is that death equals content. The more you die, the more content you get, the more clickbait you get. And at the same time, death is not failure. It is merely an opportunity to clip for you guys to enjoy my failures. Okay, so I think we've got some cool little areas being flushed out right here. Could be cool to make like a lush cave kind of vibe down here. Kind of carve it out, make it a little more organic. So I've been eating random thought of the day from Seth IRL. So Goose is gonna step aside for a minute. This is Seth. I have been eating like whole foods for a while now, for like 2 weeks. I'm in my 2-week whole food phase. I'm in every 2-week phase right now. But I have not had like any, maybe like with the exception of like one packaged, like what do they call those? Post-processed or processed food or whatever. I've only had like one processed food thing in my system for the last 2 weeks because I did a pretty extended cleanse, let's call it that, the last several weeks. And so, like, I don't know where I was going with it. Oh, organic. Like, I've noticed a difference. Like, I have noticed a difference in my mood and everything. Just in, like, having more energy, not eating, like, junk food all the time. And if if you like your junk food, more power to you. I love junk food. I love pizza. But pizza doesn't love me. I guess it does because it doesn't want to leave my body. It stays in the form of fat. Alright, let's see. So I'm just like carving out some random caves down here. Just to give us some like cool areas to build later on. And plus I'm getting a lot of resources from it. So I think we're coming up on like 40-ish minutes. So I'm not going to go super duper long here. And in fact, let's go ahead and, while I'm thinking about it, head back up. It should be daytime. We're getting to that point. Okay. That'd be good for now. I can come back for the rest of that stuff. All right, so we've got ourselves a nice little temporary... Who needs a shield? Not me. Look at that. Getting better, guys. Bones. Like bones. Okay, let's feed up. Feed up. Let's get the cows fed up. Let's harvest some of this. And I may do some off-camera resource gathering, but kind of what I'm thinking, and let me know if you think it's a good idea. If you like this, like, form of video, where it's just kind of like more of a conversation and chatting while I'm, like, doing a more tedious task, let me know, because my idea, anyways, is we would have, like a main channel video that would be on, let me throw some of this in here real quick. We basically have like a main channel video twice a week. And then we could have, effectively like a real-time conversation sort of, hey, let's pick some topics that we want to talk about. You know, we can comment and I'll pull from the comments. But that could be a cool, like, potential thing that we could do. So, like, you know, Wednesdays could be more conversational, a little more resource gathering, that kind of thing. Unless you like, you know, to see more progress in an episode, in which case I'll probably go to 2 episodes a week. But I can keep 3 if we make one a little less edited, which I think everyone enjoys sort of the vibe of a more relaxed gameplay. I could be wrong, and if I am, let me know. But I think there's something about the overhyped, like fast-paced Mr. Beast edits. I think those have their time and place. But I think this is a underserved like niche. I think that you guys, from what I can tell, kind of miss that like feeling of playing Minecraft back in the day. And you know, I think the only way to break the 2-week curse is to just consistently show up and play and not make it like this huge pressure to like, you know, beat the Ender Dragon in episode 1, get the Elytra, and like get full netherite and diamond gear right off the gate. And if you don't do that, then you can't like, you know, can't play into the end game. I think there's just so much more to this game than that. So if you like this format, let me know, because I can keep this format going quite a while. Okay, make sure we all get our Wheaties in. Get your Wheaties. Get your Wheaties in, little fellas. Okay, I think everyone's got their Wheaties. Soon, I will have my beefies. Okay, that was weird. Sorry. Also, I found some dogs. Which, if you've watched episode 4, you'll have seen that. I have 3 dogs. These 2 just kind of hopped in there with the animals, so I just kind of said, hey, you're good to go. Alright, we can also actually make some bread now. Alright, come in, little Poochie. Come. Come, Poochie. Poochie? Pooch. Fine, you sit. Hello, torch. Alright, let's craft up some bread. I don't want to do a whole lot because I want to keep some... Let's do one more. I didn't like that number. Okay, we'll keep some to feed our animals. Okay, let's see. What have we not collected? So we have collected some wood. We have collected stone. We've got cobble, andesite. Deep slate, we do not have that. We've got a little bit of moss. Let's do some mud. Mud is easy. Do I have glass? Okay, so I'm not sure how long that was frozen for. Again, guys, I'm new to this whole thing. I promise, like, I'm not always going to be a mess. But we can put that down in the goose log for a failure on my part. Seth, get it together, man. All right. Hopefully you see those moments as endearing and not as utter failures. Okay, let's see here. You would think that I would look down on occasion and see that, you know, OBS is frozen. But no. Just apparently not. Okay. That's not what I wanted. This is probably the worst way to do this. You know, the bobbing and the up and down and the, yeah. Okay, does this work? Hey, it works. How's that audio? Fish! Man, these foxes, let me tell you. I just need to get them out there. Yeah, I don't think I've ever built with mud blocks before, so this will be interesting. And I really just want to try them out right now, and I'll collect more off camera. How about that? But I really just want to see what they look like right here. Just sort of like as a transition. Yeah, that kind of works. Yeah. Cool. Just kind of darkens up that lake. Kind of interesting that this wouldn't already be mud. But, almighty judge. The powers that be. Again, wonderful audio. Definitely what you come to YouTube to watch. Your ears getting destroyed. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes a subtle difference. It kind of transitions that deep slate nicely. But for now, guys, I appreciate you watching so much. I am Goose. I am a Minecrafter. This is GooseWorld. Let's build it together. Let's get the subscriber village going strong. Comment below what villager you would like to be. And the first 20 people to comment, or really I should say the next 19, because we've already had one commenter who's going to be a librarian. So the next 19 people to comment will get a guaranteed spot in the Goose Cave, right over there, prime real estate, right there with my cows. All right, guys. Well, that is it for today. I am Goose, and you have been watching GooseWorld, a Minecraft survival series, where this 30-year-old Minecraft veteran plays consistently to try to break the 2-week phase curse. So if you are in that 2-week phase, let me know below. Let's break it together. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.